They introduced you as living legend, Robert Garcia, once again in Texas, man. And this time here with one of your pride pupils, man, Vergil Ortiz, on the fast track, headlining in his hometown.
Look, it's awesome to be here. Obviously, back in Texas, where people love us and show us nothing but support. And but this night is a little more special because the fans here are going to see one of their own. Grand Prairie's own Vergil Ortiz, and they're not going to be disappointed because Vergil Ortiz comes to fight and he comes to do his work and he comes to knock everybody out. That's the only thing in his mind is to go in there and knock somebody out. He's a very dedicated kid, very, very dedicated. He's one of the only kids that I have in the gym that starts first and is the very last one to finish. When it comes to sparring, it's hard to even find him sparring partners because he's just so strong. His future is bright, and Grand Prairie should be very proud of him.
13-0, 13 knockouts. Obviously stepping up in competition, taking on a former world title challenger in Orozco. How do you feel about that, and how do you feel about people saying he hasn't been tested yet or he hasn't been in deep waters?
Look, this kid is special, and I know it. The father knows it because we see him in the gym every day, and we see who he's sparring in the gym and who he's doing really good against. The fights, okay, well, he's knocking everybody out. He's never been, to the final bout, but that just tells you how strong and hard he hits. This fight right here with Orozco is going to be a test, but I honestly don't think he's going to go the distance either. I believe Vergil is just so strong and powerful that it's going to take him maybe a couple of rounds to figure him out. But I think he'll win by knockout, and nothing to take away out of Orozco because Orozco is in boxing. He's a great kid, very, very respectful person. Him and his team, I have nothing against them, but this is boxing, and Vergil is going to go in there to do his job, and that's what we're going to train him to do. So I really don't think he's going to go the distance.
Now, last time you told me about how he's moving up to 147. Any concern seeing that he was already ranked at 140? It was nearing a title shot, and now making the jump to the big boys, the big division.
Look, no concern at all. We knew that if we were trying to look for the title shot, it had to be like now, like this next fight. And being that other champions are already signed to fight other guys and fight each other, it was going to be at least a year or so for us to hold Vergil at 140 to be able to get a title shot, and that was going to be impossible. So we made that decision with the father. We said, look, let's try out the 147 against Herrera and see how it is, and make a decision after that. We were still thinking maybe we get an opportunity at 140, but by now I think our decision is to keep him 147. He's much stronger. He doesn't have to kill himself to make 140, so he goes in the ring a lot stronger now. Gaining 7 pounds to some fighters might be too much, and might be where they don't carry that power to the next division. But I think Vergil is much stronger at 147 because he doesn't kill himself to make 140 anymore.
And definitely sound confident. I mean, you said some strong words about him as far as seeing that he's your guy right now as far as the fighter, young fighter, showing everything in the ring, in and out the ring. And I mean, you just have some big words to say about him.
Look, man, I have 20 plus, maybe 30 plus fighters, and a lot, and most of them are very, very talented. Most of them got the skills of becoming world champions. But even all those kids in the gym, all those guys in the gym, they know what Vergil's all about. They know when they spar, they're in there for to have a tough time there in the ring with Vergil. Everybody from world champions to my younger guys, my younger prospects. So they all know I'm not saying that they're not that Vergil's the only one. No, I have all my fighters are very talented and very dedicated with tremendous skills. The ones that are with Golden Boy, the ones that are with Top Rank, the Zone, whoever you want to name it. I have fighters with everybody. But Vergil's just, they all know Vergil's just something special. They all see Vergil training. They all see the way he works out. They all see the dedication that he has, and they admire all that too. Even his own teammates have to admire what Vergil does in the gym, and the fans around the world don't see that. They don't see that. They don't see what we see in the gym, and he's special.
And I'm happy to see that. Can't wait till he's the main event in his hometown, which is big. Switching gears, man, can you confirm your brother, Mikey, he's going to be fighting Danny Garcia?
Look, from what I've been talking to Mikey in the gym, because he's been coming in the gym 2 to 3 times a week to get some sparring and get a light workout. There's nothing confirmed. He says that it's just they just brought it up and everybody's talking about it and everybody's excited about that fight. I think it's a great fight, and I think if it happens, it'll be great. But I know that from what Mikey tells me, is that nobody's even offered him a fight. Nobody's even offered him that fight or told him it's a done deal. There's nothing official. But if they're talking about it, maybe soon we'll know something sooner. But as of right now, nothing's done. Nothing's confirmed.
Nothing set in stone. That's one thing you and your brother both said, man. At this point, nothing but big fights and big names, big money fights.
Of course, look. Once you get to that level and to the level that where every fighter wants to be one day, look, that's what it's all about. The big fights, the very, very nice paydays. That's what every fighter wants to be one day. Headlining on big cards. 15,000 seat arena or 47 at the Cowboys. What I mean? That's what everybody wants to be, and why would Mikey want? Mikey doesn't motivate him to fight somebody that doesn't have the big name and doesn't bring anything to the table.
Hey, switching his last opponent, Errol Spence. The fight's confirmed, fighting Porter. What do you make of him saying he's going to look to make a natural welterweight fighting Porter a lot easier than the Mikey Garcia fight?
Look, Errol Spence is very skillful, bro. He's very talented. He had answers to everything Mikey tried, everything we tried in camp and Mikey tried in the fight. He had answers to everything. So he's a very great fighter, very, very skillful, very smart, and he has a great coach behind him. That's very important also. But I think Sean Porter is not going to be easy, man. Porter is one of those guys that makes the fight, makes a good fight every time he's in there. He's rough, he's tough. He might not be a pretty fighter, but he's gonna make him fight. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I still see Spence winning, but it's not gonna be easy. Porter's a tough fighter.
A natural welterweight.
He's a natural welterweight. He's gonna come in there to give Spence all he could handle.
Unification bout. Final question, man. What do you make of WBC putting a franchise tag on Canelo?
Look, as obviously when it comes to all the sanctioning organizations and everything, they have interim champion, a super champion, a regular. It's just the way it is. They're doing, obviously Canelo is Canelo, and he brings a lot to the table, to WBC. It's very important for them to have Canelo as one of their champions or whatever they want to name it. For the WBC, obviously having Canelo, as one of the champions is probably the biggest fighter for them, because he's Mexican also. So whatever it takes, they're gonna do to keep him there and keep him happy. So it's just the way boxing is. The WBA could do the same.
They do the same. You said it, interim, regular. Do you feel it waters it down though, man? Keep it true.
But you know what? Nowadays, honestly, I think it's not bad for boxing, because having 2 or 3 champions in each weight division, 2 from the same organization, the WBA, the WBC, whatever. Right now with all the politics, with PBC and
Top Rank
and Golden Boy not working together. Now the Zone is doing this.
They are working a little bit now.
So look, I don't mind. At 140. At 140, 3 of the champions are fighting for the Zone, and Ramirez, who fights for Top Rank, is also going to fight on the Zone card. So now the WBA is giving Barrios the opportunity to fight for Barrios from San Antonio. He's gonna fight. He's gonna fight for the vacant regular
title,
and they're gonna make Regis the super champion. But look, if Barrios is working his ass off and training every day, looking for that opportunity, and the champions are already two of them are fighting, two champions are fighting, and then the winners are gonna fight each other. So that's gonna be at least a year and a half. So Barrios will never get a title opportunity. So I think it's good. I think it's good that they do things like this because Barrios would have never got an opportunity. Now he's gonna become a world champion. He's from San Antonio. He's gonna be since Jesse James Lake. San Antonio hasn't had a champion, so I think it's a great opportunity for a young fighter to get a title opportunity. And if he becomes champion, which I think he will, it's gonna be huge. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good for boxing. Plus, right now there's a lot of money involved, a lot of money running around boxing. So let them all pick some of it out. I'm happy for fighters like that. I brought up Barrios because that's a perfect example of what we're talking about with all the titles. I think it's a great opportunity for him and for him to become a champion, or else he would have to move up to welterweight. Then at welterweight, he could get a title fight at welterweight because they're all with PBC, except for Terence Crawford. So he will get a title fight, but let's get a world title fight at 140 first.
Texas showdown with Vergil Ortiz.
That would be huge, but that's PBC and Golden Boy DAZN might not be able to work it out together. That's what sucks about boxing right now.
You made a good point, Coach, and you were introduced as a living legend, so I'm not going to dispute it. But you make a good point, man. I appreciate the time as always, Robert.
Appreciate it.
And welcome to Texas as always. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.